So now we've got playoff rankings. We're just sitting, waiting, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, and I talked a little bit about this on the post game show on Saturday, which I compared our circumstances to 2017 and 1965. Now, no way am I saying we're winning it all like those two teams. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm comparing is our situation. We need a few dominoes to fall our way. 1965, that season opening loss to Georgia really hurt us, and that tie to Tennessee biting us in the rear.
Mhm.
And we won out the regular season, yes, but we needed some luck to fall our way a little bit. Number one, Michigan State. We need you to lose UCLA. That happens. Number two, Arkansas to lose to LSU. That happens. All we have to do is just beat number three, Nebraska. We're good to go. 2017, we're sitting on pins and needles. What do we do, Scoob? We lost to Auburn. We lost to Auburn 26-14. So what do we need? We need the Buckeyes to beat an unbeaten Wisconsin team in the Big Ten championship game. What happens? Ohio State beats Wisconsin. We get in. So while we're playing against Auburn on Saturday, we need a little bit of luck because I'll be honest with you, I don't think we can rely too much on South Carolina Clemson. We need some reliance from the Syracuse Orange. Now, I know they're not magical like they were with Jim Brown and Ernie Davis in the 1950s, and I know that they're nowhere near the Donovan McNabb era, but they have been very magical with Fran Brown in his first season.
Mhm.
Maybe they can help us out a little bit against the Miami Hurricanes. Oh, who are we kidding? Miami is a complete and total disaster all season. They're falling apart, but they come back. Fall apart, come back. Well, it bit them in the rear in the Carrier Dome. And while we're playing against Auburn and beating them, Syracuse beats them in tight fashion, knocks them out of the ACC title game. But the question is, does that help us tomorrow night?
Well, obviously, yes, okay, but then we got to go through the championship games this weekend and see what pans out with regard to that. Right now, I would say it, Alabama would probably be in, but who knows what's going to happen? Come Saturday. The bottom line is when you're trying to have a playoff, you ought to play. It's kind of like high school playoff. You got to win your conference or your area. In Alabama, we call it an area. Some places call it a district. You win your district. Some places they'll allow the winner and the runner-up, and then that's it. But NCAA, here we are. We're still voting on teams. It's nothing set in stone. We've got the at large, and so there's the controversy. Which at large team, they're going to allow in, and so we're back to square one. Somebody's going to be happy. Somebody's going to be one or two are going to be happy. Everybody else is going to be mad. So we're in the same. They haven't solved anything. They just drummed it up and created more chaos. But pull up this is what I've got. You can pull up my little,
Oh, here we
what
go.
I've been thinking. There's Auburn 4 consecutive losing seasons. My little 2024 playoff.
Here we go. Oh, my mistake. That wasn't it.
There we go. So here's what I've got, and mine's just I'm not. I know they'll seed based on the conference champion, the conference runner-up, and what seed and what blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm just saying top 12 teams that I think should or have the best chance of getting in there. All right, so obviously doesn't matter. Oregon, Texas, Penn State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Ohio State, they're in. I don't have no idea why, but I'm going to assume Indiana's going to get in, even though they got drilled by Ohio State, even though they have no top 25. They have beaten nobody in the top 25. So how on earth? I mean, There you go. That's why people are scratching their head. What are we thinking? Then you have the playing games. All right, SMU versus Clemson. Even though Clemson lost South Carolina, boom, Miami lost. Now Clemson, SMU. The winner of that one will be in. The loser is out. And I'm even going to say SMU. They're going to be out. Their schedule is not very good. All right, and then so playing games, you got the winner Boise State, UNLV. Whoever wins is in. The loser's out. You got Iowa State, Arizona. Whoever wins, the loser is out. And then, of course, at large at the bottom, you've got Alabama, you've got Miami. So here's and Ole Miss. So here's your, who is going. And there's where once again we're NCAA. We're still voting them in. There's the controversy. But I think if Boise State wins, they're in. If they lose, they're out because they have no top 25 wins. Same with UNLV. If they win, they're in. If they lose, they're out. They have no top 25 wins. The Iowa State, Arizona, winners in, losers out, and then there you at the large. And I think probably Alabama probably make it in. Strength of schedule, Alabama's ahead.
Yeah.
And you can take, even though Alabama lost to Vandy and Oklahoma, strength of schedule.
Well, you ever want to talk about strength of wins? You can't really find that many on Miami because, I mean, what do they have? A victory over Cal? Oh, we went to College Game Day. Oh, you want a cookie for beating Cal? Bye, Miami. Alabama and Ole Miss, on the other hand, does Georgia winning the SEC title game on Saturday help Alabama and Ole Miss's case?
Yes. Yes, if the committee is fair. Yes.
Okay.
Now, of course, Alabama, Ole Miss did not, play each other. So, but so it comes down to that. I just think Alabama probably the better draw historically. I don't know what other factors, and I don't know if it's just personal. Whoever's voting makes this decision. It's just a personal belief, but I think quality of wins.
Oh yeah, and we got our guy John DeAnimo from Michigan at The Voice College Football coming in the chat. How are you doing tonight, good buddy? Congrats on that monumental upset over the Ohio State Buckeyes. And chat's having some fun saying, wondering whether Michigan can get in since they got the best win in the country against Ohio State. Well, we all know, like, not our Buckeyes here at The Voice College Football, but we know one particular Buckeye that's whining and crying about, oh, Ryan Day sucks. Like, yeah, okay, dude. Back in your
pen. Hey, one of my neighbors in Huntsville, I live downtown Huntsville or whatever, is a big Michigan fan, and I've never any whatever thought with Michigan, or Ohio State, but he is such a good Michigan fan. We talk Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and everything, and so I can't wait I'm on the road right now, but I can't wait to see him, just see that big smile on his face. Michigan comes out of nowhere and pulls that off. And they've had a tough season. I know he's going to be smiling so big, so I can't wait to see the gentleman. He's a good guy.
Oh man, he'll definitely love
Michigan fans I like.
Oh, there you go. I'll tell you this though, he's gonna love the magic that John DeAnimo and TJ Ronan create on Michigan at The Voice College Football, and the magic that you, me, and Jeffrey are creating on Alabama at The Voice College Football as well. So there we go. And
so where are you at on the tomorrow? Where are you thinking Bama's going? What do you think? 11, 12, 13, 14. Who do you think is going to be up in there?
I think we're going to be 11th.
11. And what makes you think that?
the win over Georgia.
Yeah.
That really helps us. That is the ace
Who's
in the
12?
hole in our back pocket.
Yeah. Who's 12?
I'm gonna say Boise State.
All right. And of course, if they win, they're in. If they lose, they're out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and Will says Miami and Ole Miss are toast. I can agree with that. There's a comment somewhere. There it is. Carrie Carson says this committee is from up north. Not going to be far. If Clemson wins, SMU will take the last spot. I feel like SMU gets the once over by the committee. I don't know why, but I think the committee has not paid enough attention to SMU football, and I think that's biting SMU in the rear. Yeah. Because, like, honestly, that win from Georgia definitely comes in handy.
Hearing a lot of computer.
Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night. But the most important rankings are going to be what comes out on Sunday. That's going to be the really important one. Because we're really going to find out. Because once all the conference title games are done, because like if you're in the SEC or Big Ten title game, you're in. Can't say the same for the ACC, Big 12, or Mount West. You can't. I mean, the American Athletic Conference has basically played themselves out, especially with Memphis beating Tulane. And Will says SMU should be fine if they lose, but Clemson has lost to every team with a pulse. So I think the Mustangs will win and Alabama will get in. Yeah.